welcome to another episode of Unplug, brought to you by every NG. Now this is where we give you all the juicy details on everything you need to know on entertainment, sports, national news, global news, everything. We have it here for you. My name is Judith, and as usual I have a story for the day. There's always something big that we're going to talk about every day. We come on here to give you details, and this time around is about our students in Nigeria resuming school, amid the whole COVID thing. It's a whole lot to deal with, but we will not discuss that just yet. Let's go on to our entertainment stories, and of course I'm going to be starting with our BBNaija housemates. The first person I'm going to be talking about is Erica. Now, Erica has told her fans that she's tired of them. No, really, I'm serious. This is not a joke. So, something happened over the weekend and it really got her worked up. And remember that Erica has been complaining about negativity and, toxic energy flying here and there. Well, the Kid Rika fans, who are different from the elite and the Wire Them Gang fans, have had disparities between themselves. I'm talking the elite, WDG, and the Kid Rika fans. Some people are saying, no, we are not standing again. Since it looks like there's no relationship between Kid Wire and Erica, we are going. And then the elite are like, okay, go now, we don't want you. And then the whole toxicity going around with that situation just had Erica, tired. And she's like, look, there's no one of my fans that is more important than the other. You guys are no longer fun. Literally, that was what she said. And I don't know whether the fans are taking it too far with this standing stuff, but Erica is really tired of the negative energy. Now let's move on to our latest BBNaija winner. I'm talking about Laycon. Now Laycon is giving us hints here and there. Now recall that last year he promised us a blast with his album. He said it's going to be massive. He said 2021 generally is going to be like a big year for him, and he's dropping more tweets about the album. He's saying that he has been working day and night, and while it might take a while, the wait is definitely going to be worth it. Now I cannot wait for this album because looks like from the singles he has been dropping here and there is going to be far. Yeah, so if you cannot wait for the album as well, let me know because I am super excited. But Laycon is still in the news, and this time around there's a little bit of controversy, which is quite unlike Laycon, So over the weekend he attended a wedding and there were no COVID protocols. Yes, you could see Laycon, performing. People were all over him as usual, but most of them were not wearing masks. Laycon himself wasn't wearing a mask, so it could be because he was the one performing or for whatever reason, but he wasn't putting on a mask. And people are asking questions. What is going to happen following this video? Because, we've been talking about keeping yourself protected, protocols here and there, but at this wedding of a prominent, politician's child, nobody was wearing masks, and the people who were even wearing a mask were like a handful. So what's going to happen here? But Laycon wasn't the only one who performed there, though. We had Timi Dakolo, and we also had Laycon's new bestie Joe Boy perform as well. Anyway, let's move on from that situation to something really important that happened last night. And important because Nigerians have been talking about this for a while, although it's kind of cool now, not cool like we've forgotten, but people are really cooling down on the situation. It happened again yesterday at midnight with Kaisha and Lucy. Yes, according to the video that Kaisha made, Instagram live video, they were being harassed by a policeman. Now this policeman was seen shouting in the video, asking them for their personal effects, trying to search their bags. And Kaisha was like, why are you asking to search my personal bag? That is a breach of privacy. Like, yes, you stopped us, we stopped. You're asking questions, we are answering you, and you're asking to search my personal bag. No, I won't take that. And even in the video, you can see the policeman trying to slap Kaisha's phone off her hand. It was just a whole lot. And as a result of this, the EndSARS hashtag is trending again. So are we expecting the second wave of the protest? What exactly is happening? We don't know, but this is something that Nigerians were talking about last year, and it looks like that conversation is coming up again. All right, let's move on to more entertainment stories. We have Shatter and Bonna Boy. Now, Shatter is a Ghanaian artist, and he's really big in his country. And we have Bonna Boy as well, who is a self-acclaimed African giant. Shatter called Bonna Boy out over the weekend for gossiping about him. Now, we've heard of people, artists who are beefing here and there, but with Shatter and Bonna Boy, it's really it's new because they are friends, they are close, they are tight, So for Shatter to come out on his live video and call Bonna Boy names, accusing him of gossiping around him, around Ghana with his name and the whole lot, it was just a lot for people to take in. And the thing is, before Shatter went on that live video, he actually made an Instagram story post saying, look, watch out for my live video because I am going to call out Bonna Boy, and then he used the hashtag ungrateful people. Now he went into details about how he housed Bonna Boy in 2017 when he had that whole Echo Hotel issue with Mr. 2K, and how Bonna Boy is now coming out to be an ingrate, because if they had an issue, as friends that they were, Bonna should have come to meet him personally instead of, gossiping and talking all over Ghana, because he is like, this is his turf, so whatever Bonna Boy does in Ghana, he knows. So that whole situation, Bonna hasn't responded directly to Shatter, but we already know how this goes. When this person calls that person out, or that person is saying it's maybe in a song or in a tweet, we are looking out for that situation, but we'll definitely give you updates on that. All right, let's move on to two popular cross-dressers in Nigeria, Bobrisky and James Brown. Now, this weekend wasn't a funny one for them because they were fighting dirty on the internet. Yes, I said it, they were fighting dirty on the internet. And I don't know how this thing goes, because when James Brown first came out, Bobrisky was supporting him, gave him money for treatment, a whole lot. They were taking pictures together. So this fight really came as a surprise to a lot of people. Well, James made a video saying that Bobrisky was threatening his life and asking him to stop, making videos, because he was kind of copying his content. So that was where the origin of this situation started, copying one person's content. Now, James was like, look, Bob, I respect you. I'm not copying your content. You're like my egbon. And for people who don't know what egbon is, you're like my big brother, like my elder in this situation. I cannot copy you. I have my own content. You have your own content. So what's going on? Bobrisky, of course, Bobrisky, he will not keep quiet and fold his arms. He responded, insulted. There was just a whole lot of back and forth going on. People were taking sides. People were dragging other cross-dressers into the situation. It was really, really something. And then, as a result of this, James Brown also lost his page. His page was taken down, his Instagram page. He was crying about it, but it later bounced back dancing. I was like, you know what? Whatever happens, I'm going to bounce back from this. Bobrisky is threatening my life. If anything happens to me, you know who to hold. All right, let's move on to other national news. We have policemen in the news, and this time around, I'm asking, who is really safe in Nigeria? Now, policemen have reportedly been kidnapped along the Abuja-Kaduna road, over the weekend. And this is not the first time we are having this situation. Earlier on in the year, we had the case where police people went to, rescue kidnapped victims and were kidnapped along. Like, they were like, oh, let's go and rescue them. And then the kidnappers were like, all right, come and join the party. And they were kidnapped as well. So now we have, more policemen kidnapped, and people are really raising this question. So who is safe? If the people who are supposed to protect us are, victims of kidnap, who is actually safe? And this whole situation of kidnap, especially along this Abuja-Kaduna road, is a big issue that we need to tackle. We really, really need to get into it. Let's move on from that to COVID news, and this one is from the king of Iwo. Now, he said that any COVID victim who steps foot into his land will be automatically healed. And then I'm asking, is this a spiritual vaccine? What exactly is this? Is it prayers? How exactly is this person going to be healed? Which is the question on so many lips, because, he was bragging of a certain level of cleanliness that the land has, quote and unquote cleanliness, and people are saying, okay, is it some special prayer you did over your land, or are you just saying this to talk? Let me know what you think on this statement from the king of Iwo, because people are really talking about it. Let's move on from that to our story of the day. Now, recall that I told you that our story is going to be on school resumption. Students are going back to school amid the COVID panic. People are running helter-skelter with the second wave and all whatnot, and schools have resumed today. Yes, most schools resumed today, and parents are asking, is it safe to take our kids back to school? We don't even have the vaccine yet. Do we have the proper protocols in all schools set up, measures to make sure that our kids are safe? And the House of Reps are not even in they are not even in agreement with the resumption, because they feel like we should give this 3 extra months, just to gauge the situation, study how the second wave has gone round, and just get ourselves in order, because as it seems, our house is not in order for these students to resume school. But schools have resumed already. However, the Edo State government is not following through with the resumption. They're kind of keeping things at bay, trying to study the situation. So for now, in Edo State, schools are not resuming just yet. Okay, let's move on to some international news, and this one is from Uganda. Now, recall that throughout last week, we were carrying you along on the Uganda elections, Bobi Wine and Museveni, and looks like last week when we reported, Bobi Wine was at 27%, while Museveni was leading with a whooping 65%, and it looks like this is now final. His win is final, and Museveni has bagged himself his 6th term in office, his 6th term in office, and it's just really I don't know how to put it, because Ugandans are not happy. Bobby Wine is obviously not happy about the situation. This man has been in power since 1986 and he's just getting into his 6th term. This is giving him an extra 6 years as the ruler of Uganda. Alright, well, I don't know what to make of this situation, but I would definitely want to know what you think about it. Let's move on to some sports news, and this first one is from our Nigerian footballer, female footballer Ashat Oshaola. She lost her stepmom over the weekend. She was really sad. She made a post about it and hashtag stepmom like no other, made a video for the lady and paid her tribute. Our thoughts and our prayers are with her family and with her as well. So up next we have Lionel Messi in the news, and this is not good news because he just got himself his first red card as a Barcelona player. Now, throughout his football career, he has had about 3 red cards, but this is his first one as a Barcelona FC player, and he's not very happy about it. Like, it happened during the match, and this was just because he was arguing with the referee, which was taken as insubordination in some parts. So yeah, he was issued a red card for that situation. So yeah, we've come to the end of the updates for you on Unplug today. Thank you so much for joining in the video. As usual, this is brought to you by every NG. And before I take my leave, do not forget to protect yourself, wear your mask, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer, and wash your hands as often as you can. Don't forget to avoid, crowded places as well. Until next time, this is Unplug, and my name is Judith. Bye.